to Wally. They're our horse riders today, and we're very excited to have them. Charlie's been riding for 15 years, and she trained in the Netherlands this summer, and we're really privileged to have her with us today. Wally is an 8-year-old gelding, and he came here to the U.S. from the Netherlands. So he flew over in a plane. So thank you again to Charlie and Wally for riding for us today. All right, so to start off, go ahead. Thank you. All right, so the horse has 3 natural gaits. The first one we're going to start with is the walk. It's the slowest gait. It's 4 beats, so each of his 4 legs is moving separately. If you watch, they'll go like green, white. So that's the first gait, slow, 4 beats. The different things you can do with the walk is you can do a stretchy walk. It's also called a free walk. So the horse will be asked to stretch like down and low and really stretch over his top. And if you watch, his nose will get closer to the ground as he stretches out. Right? So that's a little looser than the normal walk we have. Other things you can do, for one, is called the walk pirouette. If you watch, the horse is going to change directions here. But he's not pivoting. He is still moving forward, even as he kind of spins around on his hind end. So that's also known as a turn on the haunches, or a walk pirouette. So you can watch him do it again. The next gait we're going to talk about is the trot. She's done with her walk pirouette. The trot is a 2-beat gait. As you watch this, so you'll see his green legs are moving together and his white legs are moving together. So it's kind of a diagonal. So like the left front leg and the right back leg move together. You can see how that works. So what Charlie is doing right now is called the posting trot. See how she's kind of like standing up and then sitting back down as he moves? So that's called like posting on the diagonal. So if you watch, as she goes up, right now his left front leg is moving forward. So that would mean she's on the left diagonal. So if you watch here, now she's going up as his right front leg is moving forward. That is the right diagonal. So what I'm going to have you do now is I'm going to do a little quiz for you. If you watch her ride here, I'm going to ask her volunteer to tell me which diagonal she's on right now. Okay? Can anybody tell? And whoever answers the question, we've got some Dressage Club volunteers. For the person who answers is going to get a water bottle. This is handy in it. How about right here down the front, the pink and green? Yeah.
Good. Yep.
Somebody's coming to give you the water bottle. Thank you for answering. The other thing you can do with the trot is called the sitting trot. So she'll stop posting and she'll just sit. This is harder to do. It takes more like core muscle strength from the rider. So it's you do more of this in the higher, tougher levels. Also, you can do like the walk, how we showed earlier, you can do what's called a stretchy trot. So he'll be asked to stretch forward and down again and reach his nose farther toward the ground. And that like stretches over his top. That's great, thank you. So the next thing we're going to do with the trot is called the trot lengthening. It's a more exciting movement. If you watch, he'll look like he's moving like faster, longer strides, and his legs will reach higher off the ground. So what he's doing is he's developing what we call suspension. There we go. So if you watch, he's in the air for longer. He's kind of suspended in the air for a brief moment. That's what we call the trot lengthening. Next, we're going to show you the third gait. It's called the canter. It's a little bit faster. It's also a 3-beat gait. It's a little more complicated, harder to see. But if you watch, you'll see one white leg go, and then the 2 green legs are going together. and then the second white leg will go. See how that works? And right now, if you watch his right front leg, so the front white one is always like ahead, it's reaching the farthest of his two front legs, and that's what we call he's on the right lead. So you have like your two different leads. If you watch here, now she just changed. So she's now on the left lead. So the left front leg is reaching farther forward. See how that works? So now the green leg is moving, and then the two white legs are moving together this time. So it's three beats. See how that works? All right, I'm going to ask her another audience question. I want you to tell me. That's okay. She's going to canter again, and I want you to tell me which lead she's on. All right? All right, let's go.
She's supposed to be the canter.
Down at the end, the person in the yellow hat.
Okay.
Yep, that's great. Thank you. Are you going to do lengthening? Yeah. All right. Next, we're going to do the lengthening in the canter. Similar to the trot, it's a bigger, longer, faster stride. You're suspended in the air for longer. Yep, that is the lengthening in the canter. All right, the next thing we're going to show you is called haunches in. What this is, if you watch, she's going to do it as you're going down one side. If you watch, his back end is going to be turned toward the inside of the arena, but he's still going to be moving forward. He's kind of turned a little bit. This is called haunches in. So he's moving forward, but his back end is on a different line than his front end is. So he's still moving forward, but his back end's inside. You can also do shoulders in, which is kind of just the opposite, where his back end is still on the same outside line than he was before, but his shoulders are twisted to the inside, but still always moving forward. I'm going to show the shoulders in one more time, and then as she comes back the next time, I'm going to ask her to do either shoulders in or haunches in, and I'm going to get somebody in the audience to tell me which one it is. So watch as she goes this one, and you're going to tell me whether it's shoulders in or haunches in. All right, let's go. The person right in the middle in the pink sweatshirt. Yes, thank you. All right, the next thing we're going to do is the leg yield. For this, notice how he's moving sideways, so he's moving to the right, but his head is pointed slightly to the left, so he's kind of bent in the opposite direction he's moving. So she'll do it again, going the other direction, and so he'll be moving to the left, but his head and body will be kind of bent to the right. Next, we're going to do a half pass, which is similar, but the horse is going to be bent in the other direction. So as he's moving to the right, he's also bent to the right. All right, so the horse can do that in both directions. So again, this is a half pass, so he's bent to the left and moving to the left. The half pass can also be done at the canter, which is a little bit more difficult, but it's still the same general idea. So she's going to have him move to the right, and he's also bent to the right, but still moving forward. Okay, we'll show you that one more time.
Flying change, Megan. Say the flying change.
The other thing we want to show you while we're at the canter is the horses can change leads on the diagonal. So we're going to have her, she showed you this earlier too, but in case you missed it, we'll have her go across the diagonal and do what's called a flying change. So he'll He'll change from, right now he's on the right lead, and partway through, he'll change and be on the left lead. So watch for it. Right there, did you see that? How he kind of changed midair? It's called a flying lead change. Alright, the next thing we're going to show is called the canter pirouette. Now, Wally's still schooling in that, so we're going to kind of show you how that works. What she's going to do is canter him in like progressively smaller and smaller circles. Eventually what would happen is he'd basically be cantering almost in place, and he'll just be moving in a circle. So they're spiraling in, still cantering, so still having that like upward, forward motion, but just getting in smaller and smaller circles. This is one of the more difficult movements that you'll see. It's very hard for the horse to do that, be collected and back, but still like moving. See how much smaller you got there than you was before? Alright, so those are the basic movements. Next what we're going to have them do is show us how you can put some of the movements together. So, why don't we give them a round of applause real quick? Let them take a quick picture. Thank you. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to show, she's going to do several movements in a row. Yeah, we're going to have some music playing just to show how, like, when we show dressage, it's put together in a test, so you do, like, 20 to 30 movements in a row, all without stopping. And so she's just going to kind of show how that works. The dressage tests always start like that, with a halt and salute in the middle.
Skip the questions.
Sorry.
So if you remember from before, this is the trot lengthening. And right now she's doing half passes down the back on a zigzag down the center. Another trot lengthening. What she's doing right now is called a serpentine. It's kind of like an S through the middle. Alright, I'm going to ask another audience question. Can anybody tell me what lead she was on right there when she started the canter? Anybody? Alright, person in the back row in the navy sweatshirt. Very good. For anybody who didn't hear the answer, that was the left lead. That was another flying lead change, so now she's on the right lead. Alright, does anybody know what that movement just was? She went on an angle through the arena. How about the black sweatshirt down here in front? Yes, that's right, it was a half pass. Alright, thanks everyone for coming. We want to give another round of applause to Carly and Wally. Thanks for coming, and again, to remind you about the other stuff we had, we've got the posters behind you where we're going to talk about more of this stuff or answer any questions you have, and then we've got the different booths.